As far as DSG goes, he's got a big fight, huge fight. Probably you'd argue maybe the biggest fight of his career, coming up on March 4th against Keith Thurman. What's your overall take on that fight?
Man, my overall take on that fight is 33-7 Nate Campbell, 27-4 Kendall Holt, retired Eric Morales, knocked out Amir Khan, knocked out Eric Morales, Zab Judah, Lucas Matisse, Mauricio Herrera, Lamont Peterson, Paulie Malignaggi, Robert Guerrero, Samuel Vargas. And you know what, man? Where's the cherries? Give me the and Rod Salka. That's just a free $2 million. You know what I'm saying? The Philly Rican made. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a South Florida Rican right here. I don't know if there's a term for that, but I'm trying to tell you, man. Is this the biggest fight of his career? I mean, I don't know, man. Amir Khan, like Danny said, is more talented than Keith Thurman. And he knocked him out in the 4th. The first person to ever knock him down at the 140 division weight. That's all I can say, man. Is it the biggest fight of his career? I keep hearing that, man. I don't know if it is, but I know he's going to get that W. That's all I know.
So if Danny does beat Keith Thurman, where do you think that puts him among the welterweights?
#1 welterweight in the entire world. China, Japan, Africa, United States of America, Puerto Rico, Dominican, the #1 out of all those countries.
Even the Congo?
The Congo.
Nigeria?
Up in the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico where they play them bongos. And now I'm Farrah Khan. Because I'm Danny Garcia and not Amir Khan. I knocked him out in the 4th. They never turned it on. Hit him with the left hook. Now the winning streak is gone. Some bars for you, man.
Bars.
Some bars.
Yes, bars. And so I'm guessing you're going to pick Danny Garcia to defeat Keith Thurman in some form?
Yeah, I think Danny Garcia will stop Keith Thurman in the championship rounds.
Okay.
Within those final 3 rounds.
Alright, so that's it. There you have it, Paul.
Yeah, probably a body shot.
You're picking Danny Garcia. No shock there.
It might not be a body shot though, because Keith might start. He might be like, don't hit me there, don't hit me there, don't hit there. And then he hits him in the face because he's protecting his body so much. Hits him with the upper right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you think he hits him with one of those vicious left hooks that you often talk about?
I think it might be a straight right. Right in the chin, right here. Test his chin.
All right. So Paul's picking Danny Garcia. Well, your last question. You're from the St. Petersburg. You're from the St. Petersburg area, and obviously Thurman's from the same area. Who do you have in the Garcia Thurman fight? How do you think it's gonna do?
I like Thurman. I think Garcia a heck of a fighter. I like him, but I just think Thurman. You know what I mean? All right. I could be biased, right?
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Iggy.
Keith Thurman by knockout.
Okay.
No brainer. No brainer. Danny Garcia has had too many fights where he's grown that sensitive skin, because fighters need to grow that tough skin and keep in touch with reality and challenge themselves. I don't believe Danny Garcia in the last 4, 5, 6 fights has done any fights that really he's been going through the building blocks of challenging himself. So he's got to get sharper. You can see that. No, Danny Garcia has been taking the easy way.
Soft touches.
I think he's better. I think he's better than the fights he's been fighting. Don't get me wrong. He's still a good fighter. I think he's better than what he's been doing. Okay? Now Thurman is a different story. Thurman has been stepping up every time he's got in there. So Thurman is ready for a good, tough fight, and I picked Thurman to stop Danny Garcia. I'd say before 9 rounds. It won't make it. It won't make it past 9.
That's a bold prediction.
Yeah, it won't make it past 9.
All right. Well, that's gonna be a great fight. I can't wait for it. Any message to the boxing world, people out there?
Yeah, man. Look, punches aren't vitamins. Don't take any. That's it.
All right.
You heard it from Orlando Cuellar.
Orlando Cuellar. Thank you for talking to True School Sports.
Thank you.
About Philadelphia, Danny Garcia, he's got a huge fight March 4th. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, I feel a good ways about it. I think Danny is still one of the most slept on. And people think it's sweet. They just think it's sweet. And not saying anything about Keith Thurman, but I'm just saying everybody thinks it's sweet. I know a lot of people that say, because I mean he really has like an awkward, like a very basic, but very. It's still difficult, So people look at it and say, yo, it's easy to do that until you're in there and you see certain things and you really can't. If you can't adjust quick enough, then that's your ass.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know if this makes sense, but it's almost like he's basic and awkward at the same time because he looks basic, but he's really awkward. That six toe kind of gives him a little more balance to counter punch and shift.
Right. He's very basic, but still, they can't. He's undefeated.
Yeah.
He's undefeated, he's
yeah, he did.
And his heart ain't basic. Yeah, that's one of the things that you can't teach that.
Yeah. As far as the welterweights go, I know we got the Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia fight coming up. How do you see that fight playing out?
Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. I say that Danny Garcia wins by decision, or even could be even. I say decision. Yeah.
Danny Garcia. Why do you feel that way?
He has more experience. He's been tested a bit more, and he could really dig deep and find ways to come up with the victory.
Just the big fight experience is that determining factor.
I'd say the experience, not only that though, but styles make fights, and I think that Danny's style is enough to beat Keith Thurman.
Okay. And we got a lot of interesting fights. We have Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman, as you mentioned earlier, and Golovkin versus Jacobs. How do you see both those fights playing out, and who do you think will win them?
Both great fights, and both great fights for New York, man. I wish they were closer to home.
Yeah.
I'd be going to both. I'm definitely going to go to Garcia Thurman. Hope to commentate that, and I think that's a great fight. I feel like Thurman's going to edge that one out and win that fight, but no surprises there if Danny Garcia does anything, because he's shown over the years that he's just a true winner.
The other fight that you asking me about
was Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia.
I expect that after Keith made it through a life and death fight with Sean, and he survived that, I expect him to be better prepared for this fight against Garcia, and I expect him to come out on top in that decision.
Travis Gotti, we're here with True School Sports.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we up in this motherfucker, Los Angeles, the Forum.
Aside from that, we got, March. I know a lot was made out of this because, we're good friends with Paul. Paul's been on, the YouTube channel. I just interviewed him recently. He's a big DSG fan, so obviously it's no secret who he thinks is going to win. What does the big payback, Alex, think about that fight?
Yeah, man. I don't know who's going to win, but I do know what DSG should do, to beat Keith Thurman, though. Just keep Keith Thurman on the ropes, because as you saw in the Sean Porter fight, he was always struggling on the ropes when Sean Porter had him on the ropes, right?
Yeah, so back him up.
And hit him in the body, because that's where it hurts him the most. It's even Louis Collazo, and I'm not trying to say anything mean about him, but he was old, so he was hurt by an old Louis Collazo with those body shots. Just keep hitting him in the body, especially with that strong left hook, because I don't know, he hits hard with that. Danny hits hard with that left hook, so right.
It's a punch that could really hurt Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Just keep him on the ropes, keep hitting him in the body, that should wear Thurman down. And,
how about Keith? What does Keith got to do to win?
What does Keith got to do to win? You use that jab like Herrera did to, because even Herrera's jab bothered Danny Garcia. I saw people say Garcia's bad at cutting off the ring. So I don't know, just cut the ring off on Garcia.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I remember Herrera doing that in round 8, I think it was, when he cut him in round 8, he sort of was cutting, kept on the ropes, cutting the distance off on him. So I don't know, just cut the distance and keep jabbing him, I guess.
Yeah.
Last question for this interview, Danny Garcia. Your division right now, 147, is super deep. You have so many big names. You have Earl Spence, you have yourself, you have Keith Thurman, you have Amir Khan. Who do you think are the top 5 right now? The biggest names?
It's all good.
Pacquiao, Mayweather, of course.
Yeah, Pacquiao's, he's been in it the longest. He has probably the best resume and the most tested, out of all the champions. So, Pacquiao's always going to be up there because, his resume. But I definitely feel like, after this fight, I'll be the #1 welterweight in the world. This only going to be my 4th fight. So after this fight, I have 2 belts in the division. And what can I say?
They keep mentioning your name for Manny. I don't know. Do you hear that? Where his coach says I want Danny?
I hear it, but I've been hearing that for a long time. But I think it's possible. But I can't worry about none of that stuff right now. I got a big fight ahead of me, and my mind is on March 4th, and everything else is just talking.
All right, there you have it. Tell all the fans where to follow you on social media.
Just search Danny Swift Garcia, and you'll see the page with the little blue check. That's me.
All right, and to buy the gear for Christmas, people want to go shopping?
DSGofficial.com.
How's it selling, by the way? Is it moving?
Oh, it's great, man. Like, I'm always sold out. If I gotta hire a staff just to manage that for me. But
do you know
we're doing great.
The Magic Man, Antonio Tarver? Do you know Danny Garcia? What do you think about Danny?
No, he's a hell of a fighter. That's what I think about him. Hell of a fighter, man.
He knows boxing. Right. 5-time champion. All right, there you have it. Danny Garcia, thanks so much.
Danny, I want to ask a question. A lot of it made about like Keith Thurman's speed and his power, but you yourself, you've always shown good counter punching ability, speed yourself. Do you feel better at 147? Like,
yeah, I feel a lot stronger. I'm able to think more and be myself. At 140, I had all the ability, but losing so much weight just forced me to fight one way.
Yeah.
And that's just coming forward to overpower my opponents. But now I got that extra weight, I'm able to have some fun in that.
And you mentioned Garcia, Thurman, and Golovkin, Jacobs. Who you got in the fights?
I'm a Florida boy at heart, so I'm gonna have to go with my man Thurman, of course.
Excuse to drink 1 week really for his birthday. Thurman or Garcia? I hope Thurman whoop his ass, cause Garcia like running too much. Garcia's a good fighter, but. I mean, listen, man, Thurman to me is a more around fighter. Honestly, I just don't think.
I don't want to hold you too much longer, but as far as the fights coming up, GGG, Jacobs, Danny Garcia, Thurman, how do you view those fights?
Well, Danny Garcia is a very skillful fighter, and you find that, like in some of his toughest fights, he's been able to avail himself, like, against the Argentinian, I don't know. Matisse, good. He was able to avail himself in that fight against Khan. He was the underdog. Like some of the toughest fights, he went in as an underdog, and every time he prevailed. And against Thurman is a legitimate welterweight. Danny Garcia is more a 140-pounder coming up, and I expect that to play into the to play to Thurman's advantage. The whole weight difference, the fact that he's a full-fledged welterweight, but Danny Garcia also has a lot of skill, which makes it a really tricky draw. But I expect Thurman's power and the fact that he's a full-fledged welterweight to eventually be the deciding factor at the end of the night.
Any other ones that stand out to you besides tonight?
Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia.
Ooh.
I think that's going to be a really great fight.
All right, who you got on that one?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, I want Danny Garcia to win because I'm originally from Philadelphia.
Okay.
So, I want him to win, but then Keith Thurman is just
he's a skilled boxer. It's kind of hard to make the picks, right?
Yeah.
What about Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia? That's coming up soon.
I think Keith Thurman.
Why Keith?
I think he's more faster, more slicker, and he has more skill than Danny Garcia.
All right, and he's the natural welterweight too. He's campaigned there for his whole career.
Yeah.